In this video, we are going to build an options menu, which will be here on the top right hand side, and it will have two items, one on the action bar and one which is going to be here, which is going to have two items, and one of the items is going to have two sub items. So let's see how we can build this. And first we need to click on resource, right click, go to new, and we select Android resource file, and here for resource type we select menu. So we select menu. Where is the menu? Here. And let's call it menu to lowercase letters, and we press enter. We go inside this menu. Let's first create some strings. So let's go to value strings, and let's type here string menu item 1 item 1. Let's press Ctrl D. Menu item 2, and here menu sub item 1, menu sub item 2. Let's also create an icon. So let's right click on drawable, go to new, and click on vector asset, click on this clip art. Let's search for a checked, so let's choose this one, click on OK, click on next, then on finish. Alright, and let's give it a different name. So let's go to refactor, rename, and let's call it IC icon. Click on refactor. Let's go inside. Let's press Ctrl Alt L, and let's change the color tint to white. So let's put FFF here. Alright. Now to create our options menu, we go here. Let's hide the emulator, and we type on create options menu, and here we're gonna return true, and here we're gonna type get inflator, get menu inflator dot inflate r dot menu dot, and that is called also menu. I should give it another name, like example menu. So let's change the name to example menu. So let's call it example menu. Click on refactor. I have example menu, and next we need to pass the menu that is defined up. Now if you run this, click on terminate, we'll get nothing, and we get nothing because we didn't create our items inside our menu that we created here. So here we need to type item. It's gonna have an ID. Let's call it item 1. It's gonna have an icon, and we're gonna use IC icon here, and it's gonna have a title, and I'm gonna type here string item menu item 1. Let's close this. Let's copy this. So copy this, let's paste it. Let's paste it here. Let's call it item 2. IC icon. For we don't here we're not gonna pass the icon, and here we're gonna say show as action, and we're gonna type if room. Actually we'll delete this, and I'm gonna, instead of show as action if room, we're gonna type never, and here we're gonna type show as action if room. I'm gonna copy this, paste it, item 3, let's call the text to item 2, menu item 3 here. So let's create a string for that. So let's go here, menu item 3, and it's gonna have the text item 3. Now we'll go back inside our example menu, and here we have if room, never, for this also never, and now I'm gonna go at the third item. I'm gonna put opening tag, and here we're gonna add again another menu. So we'll type here menu, opening tag also, and here we're gonna type item ID sub item 1 title string sub item 1 close. Let's copy this, let's paste it here, sub item 2, sub item 2, and sub item 2 also here. Now, but we have a problem. So let's go inside the strings, because I put 2 underscores there. Yes, I put 2 underscores, so let's delete that. Let's put 1 underscore. Alright, so now our example menu XML is ready. So let's go back to main activity. Here we inflated that. Now if you run this now, click on terminate. Now we have our buttons, we have our options, and we have first this one with the icon, and if you click, you see that it has this visual effect for because you click. And if you click on this, we have item 1, item, it should be item 2 here, but it says item 3, and we have the sub items here. So let's go back here to change that, because for whatever reason it says item 3. Alright, so we have a few problems here, because it says item 3, here it says item 3, here item 2, here item 1, and this is because I messed up the string. So look what I did here. Instead of item 1, 2 here, I put item 1, here also. Alright, so now if you run this again, so this is you should be very careful with the strings, and I should be very careful also, because we can make mistakes. So let's click here. Now we have item 2, item 3, and we have sub items, item 1 and item 2. Now everything works fine, and there was no problem with the code that we wrote here. It was a problem with the name of the strings here, the value of the strings. Now let's see how we can handle clicks on our individual items. For that, we need to override the function here. So we need to override the function here called on options menu item selected. On option item selected, and I'm gonna push this super down, and here we're gonna put when, I'm gonna type item dot item ID, and I'm gonna put r dot ID at item 1. Then I'm gonna put toast message, toast dot make text this main activity. I'm gonna say item 1. Let's hide this. Clicked. Then I'm gonna put toast dot length dot short dot show dot show. And next gonna put R, and also you need to return. So you need to return. We need to put parentheses here, another parenthesis, and we need to also return here true. Then I'm gonna put another R dot ID dot item 2, and I'm gonna say, why I put sequence here, delete that, only toast. Alright, so let's copy this, let's paste it here, and it will say item 2 clicked. Again, r.id dot item 3, the toast, and I'm gonna say item 3, and again r.id dot sub item 1, curly braces, paste. Now we're gonna say sub item 1 clicked, and let's copy this, and I'm gonna put r dot id dot item sub item 2, and it's gonna say sub item 2 clicked. Alright, so this is our logic. This how this will actually should add the return true. So return true. So here also return true, return true, and return true. And next we're gonna put here else, and we're going to return this super call. So copy this, paste it here, let's delete it from here. Now let's run our app. Click on terminate. Now if you click here, it says item 1 click. If I click here, if I click on item 2, it says item 2 clicked. If I click on item 3, it says item 3 clicked. And if I click on sub item 1, sub item clicked, sub item 1 clicked. And if I click on sub item 2 clicked, it says sub item 2 clicked. So our code works fine. So this is our discussion about how you can create an options menu, and see you in the next video.